What is up, everybody? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. We got a new knife in from Urban EDC Supply that we're going to check out. Let's get it. All right, guys, this is the Chimerra. This is a gent-esque / office carry style knife, date night carry knife, however you'd like to refer to it. It's a small, discreet carry, very clean lines and profile on it. You have contoured titanium scales. You have a high voltage anodized purple collar on both sides with the matching pocket clip. A little bit of wear showing on the tip here, but that sometimes happens with knives with the high voltage. You kind of get a little bit of wear, and if you know what you're doing, it's really easy to bring that color back, but that's just from normal use. It is a front flipper only, and in here, and it's a frame lock. You're looking at magna cut steel, hollow ground, very thin slicey grind on here with the matching swedge. I love the belt finish on here. It looks really, really good on this particular knife. Wharncliffe blade shape or modified sheep's foot, if you would. Very acute, pokey little tip there. It's going to be great for detailed cutting, getting into your packages and things of that nature. Good access to the lock bar, riding on ceramic bearings and a stamped cage. Your jimping on there is very nice. You're able to very easily manipulate and maneuver to get this one to do all the little cool front flipping tricks that are on here. Very nice. Look at that sharpening tool on that bad boy. You're going to be able to go way beyond the normal life expectancy on this one, sharpening and using that. Love to see that. And the stop pin location on here for this particular one, it's a secondary stop pin located below the open stop pin, and it actually lands in the actual crest here. I know it's probably going to be hard to see, but right where my fingernail is where that is actually landing, so it's in a really great spot on here. Cutting performance on this has been really good. Don't know the build, but if I had to guess, I'm thinking this is probably going to be Rayot. I think Urban EDC uses Rayot and Bestech, so it could be a Bestech build, but this just feels very Rayot to me. I'm able to get a comfortable 3.5 finger grip, and with the contouring and height of the actual body on here, I can get my pinky to land a little bit on there. It does hang off the back slightly, but for an office carry, date night carry type of knife, this is really quite nice. Very clean profile, very unassuming. It's not going to be very intimidating when you pull this out, in my opinion, so I do appreciate that. Two screw construction build is what I'm trying to say there, so very minimalist, lots of milling and weight reduction internally on this as well, so I do appreciate that. No hot spots, so to speak of. Very good pinch grip. I didn't mention that earlier. And then you can choke up and get out to that tip and take advantage of that when you're opening your packages or draw cutting across the top of your box, and making sure that you're not really penetrating too far into the box, damaging any material or anything like that. Very clean design. I like it that it's simplistic, but it still has a little bit of character to it, so it's not too boring. I appreciate that with this particular one. And as I mentioned, good access to that lock bar, so being able to manipulate that in any of the fashions that you're most familiar with to disengage is going to work well. Lightweight blade, so you are going to need to shake it and encourage it to get home. It hasn't backed out on me any, but I'm glad I checked. It has since the last time I checked it. I was going to say it's been a few days since I checked it, so I think, it's backed out a lot on me here. Let me get it to where it's not moving so freely. Still moving a little bit. Wow, is the other side moving? Maybe it's the other side. Let me see. Oh no, it's just backed out a lot. All right, let's try that. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that might be a little too tight, but what was concerning is how loose it had come. I think it's been, let's see. Trying to think when I checked this last. Today's Wednesday, maybe on Sunday. I think Sunday I checked it. I've been carrying it for the last 3 days consistently as well. So we'll see if I can disengage a little bit there, get it a little bit more fluid. It is a very lightweight blade. Yeah, it feels about like what it did, and I think that's the detent tune and lock bar tune on there, because when you disengage the lock bar and just kind of let it drop, it almost drops freely. So I'm scared to loosen it anymore because I want it to stay in place. My goodness, I slammed the hell out of that just now. Didn't mean to do that. Not coming loose. I wonder if I can. I definitely didn't realize it had come loose because the action really is quite consistent. That might be too much. All right, that might have been too much. I tried to do some minor adjustments. Yeah, honestly, I just think it is because it's such a lightweight blade. And even though I've been carrying it for a while, it could just need a better break-in. I might not have carried it quite as long. And I don't think, yeah, everything feels smooth. Just thumb on the lock bar, kind of seeing what the vibration feedback is. It doesn't feel like it's meeting a lot of resistance on there. Potentially, we could take this apart really quick after we do the size comparisons and just try to clean it up and see, make sure it's not gummed up or anything, because it would be really simple to take this one apart. So let's do the size comparisons first, and then we'll take it apart really quick, take a look at the insides and see if we can clean that up for a little bit better action. All right, everybody that is a regular at this channel is familiar with the fact that these are two of my most used and carried knives. That is the Spyderco Bodacious and the Benchmade Bug Out. As I mentioned, the Chimerra, definitely a smaller EDC, really like an office or gentlemanly or date night carry style knife. All right, so I did want to grab one large and one medium-sized knife, again, with the Hyphen XL, and then the Sweeney V2. The Sweeney V2 is kind of on the larger side of what I would consider like an office or a date night carry. Still minimal and discreet and thin enough to get away and do the job and not be wildly offensive, but still a little bit bigger than the Chimerra. Let's grab the scale and check the weight, and then we will break into this one really quick to see if we can clean and lube it up. All right, let's get this scale cut on. Make sure you guys can see the last few videos, the reflection from the lights. I had to change the angle because of the floor install, and I didn't realize how reflective it had gotten, but that's a very respectable weight, 2.5 ounces. Okay, let's go ahead and just quickly disassemble this and see if we can clean it up. With the new mat, I don't have to always grab my toolkit and bring that out here to do the disassembly. Let's see here. Let's get in here and take a look. Yeah, it's a little grimy, a little dirty, and I actually, well, no, I don't need to do that. I can just grab one of these guys. That's down here. Grab two just in case. These are circuit board. Oh, I didn't realize that. It says MagnaCut on the inside there. Hopefully you're able to see that on the lock bar. What was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. I don't know what I was getting ready to say, guys. We're going to clean this up, give it some fresh lube, just see if that does anything. Yeah. So it has kind of already worn a little bit of a track there. And again, the MagnaCut does make me think Rayot or Bestech. I think they have USA buyers. That's how they're able to kind of get the steel. I also don't know. Oh, it's a through detent ball hole. That's nice. So that means if anything does get caught in there and it's small enough, it would fall out on the other side. But you can see this is actually got some pretty good dirt and debris. We'll see if we can get that all cleaned up. That's what makes me think it's one of those two manufacturers, because they do have those USA buyers. So unless Magna Cut now is just available to whomever, we definitely do not need a tune on this one. Lock bar insert into the titanium, super flawless. Again, gives me kind of Rayot vibes, the way that this is constructed. But it could also be Best Tech. Oops, I did not mean, well, that's all right. Didn't mean to, oh, and it's not captive. Yeah, it is not captive. And it does spin and move, so we'll have to keep an eye on that to make sure we adjust it back properly. I'm just going to go ahead while I'm here and just clean this off, so I will feel good about having gotten all the dirt and debris off the knife and the blade and everything else. I think I am crooked. There we go. And then last but not least, we will clean the stamped ceramic bearings. These feel pretty standard. I think 5mm or 1/16 probably, if I had to guess. For anybody that might want to throw some skiffs on, I guess I should do the official measurement, huh? Oop, I grabbed skiffs and not the actual skiff tool. Surprised this bag has lasted that long. So I'm thinking 5mm. Yeah, 5mm 1/16 is what I meant to say. Yeah, 5mm 1/16. Alrighty, so pretty standard. We'll do a tiny amount of lube on here. We don't need too much. Also throw some on here while we are at it. That should be minimal enough to prevent this from gumming up too much. But again, it all depends on usage, pocket time. Like I said, I have spent a little bit more time with this one. It's a nice lull where sometimes they come in so hot and heavy in the channel, I kind of have to rotate through them a little bit more quickly, so I can't get more than like a week with them and spend time to collect my thoughts. And if it's like a new model or a new brand, I do intentionally spend more time with those. Or if there's like an issue that's come up in the community, I'll spend a little bit more time with those just to make sure that I am fully vetting it and giving it enough time to have issues. But if it's brands that I'm familiar with, especially like a Rayot built knife or Best Tech build or anything like that, I typically will spend a little bit more time with them, just again to really make sure that I have checked everything. But the brands that I'm familiar with and the builds I'm familiar with probably won't do those as often or as long, just because I'm familiar with them. Or if it's a steel I've never experienced before from a brand that I'm familiar with, I'll spend some more time with that as well and do a little bit more than my typical EDC style cuts and things like that for you guys. Also for my own peace of mind, so I can talk to that. But I feel pretty confident with Rayot and Best Tech, and the quality that you're getting from them is usually really quite good. All right, let's see here. Ooh, okay, immediate difference in action. Locked up. Oh, yeah. And we didn't even put a drop on the detent ball. We just cleaned the knife up. Oh, I don't know if you can convey that on camera. It's always hard to show that. Before, I was, giving it a pretty good jolt to get it to close. We're going to come back to that in a second. But that just goes to show regular maintenance and cleaning, both from opening and closing, will maximize the performance of your knife, just like cleaning the blade and stropping it will maximize its cutting performance. But I'm going to give it quite a few flicks here to make sure that the fluid has broken in. It's a huge difference. I am not even really having to shake it nearly as hard as I was earlier to get this to operate, just from cleaning and oiling it. I don't think I tightened this all the way. Let me just make sure. Looks centered. That feels good. And we are, yeah, we're centered. Yeah, what a huge difference. All right, guys. So final thoughts and impressions on the Chimerra. It is a smaller knife, and I am more critical of those because with larger hands, I would still like good ergonomic presence and consideration on a knife like that because I do enjoy a lightweight, smaller carry on occasion, especially like, again, headed to the office, going out for the evening on a date and stuff like that. And the Chimerra really does accomplish that. I do like the simple construction. I love that we have a Magna Cut offering, so it's not all just 20 CV and M390. Happy to see that. I love seeing Magna Cut and S90V, LMAX, VanX, all of those getting tossed into the mix. So I appreciate that as well. Good access to the lock bar, no real hot spots, just a super clean, make no mistake about it, office carry knife. No thumb studs, but again, to accomplish the ultra clean lines and minimal print on this, I certainly understand that some people are not going to be happy with front flipper only. I totally get it, but for me on this particular one, I'm going 8.9. I like it a lot. I think it's really quite nice, very simplistic, and I will link Urban EDC, not an affiliate with them, but I do like the knife, and I can recommend it if you do like this style knife and this type of carry. It is very good. I also have affiliate links down below and at dailygearguide.store. So if you're doing any shopping at any of those links listed that are mine, it does help the channel. So thanks if you choose to do that, but that's up to you guys. Also, another great way to support the channel, of course, is to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Special shout out and thank you to my channel members. Love you guys. I think that's it for me today, so I'm out of here. Catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye.